The Daddy Letters. Letter 3. What is a man?
Dear daughters, I am proud of you for not buying into the current cultural nonsense that tries to make men and women the same. Thank you for trusting me when I taught you that men and women are equal, but different, and differently suited for certain activities. Men and women are divinely designed to be different temperamentally and physically, but both are of equal worth and value to God and should be to each other. The scriptures do not justify the way men have historically violated the dignity of women, but neither do they justify this pendulum swing to the extreme pursuit of sameness. God assigned men and women different roles, but He did not assign either a greater or lesser value. He designed each gender with specialized characteristics to make them suitable for their roles. When men and women live in harmony with God's design, they will experience their full human potential and enjoy the highest level of happiness possible in this life. When men and women violate their designed roles, they will suffer consequences accordingly and miss the opportunity to enjoy the inherent beauty of godly coherent living. Some physical facts. Men typically have 25% thicker skin than women, a higher density of the protein collagen, denser, stronger bones, tendons, and ligaments, more muscle mass, faster and more powerful skeletal muscles. The male brain is structured and functions different from the female brain. It has more gray matter for storing more information than women, but smaller memory centers. Men are more likely to be night owls, and burn more carbohydrates during exercise while women burn more fat. Men have 18 times more testosterone, pronounced Adam's apples, deeper voices, more red blood cells, higher blood pressure, are less sensitive to cold temperatures, fewer taste buds, a weaker sense of smell, and eyes that are more sensitive to movement. Men require more daily calories than women and have 10% less body fat. Men do not have breasts, nor can they produce milk to feed babies. Men and women are the products of intelligent design, and our designer made males to physically, mentally, and spiritually serve specific purposes in the universe different than the purposes He had in mind for women, though there is overlap in many areas. The most obvious difference is that He did not design men to bear children. Men and women can successfully do most of what the other gender can do, but in specific areas they will outperform one another according to their design. If we examine the anatomical, mental, emotional, and spiritual design of men, we may intuit a lot about the purposes men are meant to serve. God clearly outlined a few of these in Genesis 3 when He charged the man to be the leader in a home where his wife will often be at odds with him. He assigned the man responsibility for ensuring the family is fed in an environment fraught with difficulty and hardship. Later, Jesus charged men to love their wives the way He loves His church. Daughters, seek a man who is well developed in all aspects of his maleness. A man who knows his place in God's plan for humanity. A model of the complete man is found in King David. Of his manly traits, David was a strong leader, mighty warrior, physically powerful, a fearless protector and defender. But on the gentler side, he was also a poet, musician, great thinker, lover, hard worker, self-disciplined, sacrificial, wise, courageous, a lover of God, student of the scriptures, obedient, humble, politically astute, a dependable friend, and fiercely loyal. David achieved fullness in manhood, and God called David a man after His own heart owing to David's full spectrum of achievement in God-designed male potential. Some of my daughters have found such men, and I am thankful that God answered my prayers in sending them to you. Beware, unmarried daughters, for this culture is at war with God's design for men. Do not be taken in by its seductive reasoning, and its promised rewards of freedom and self-gratification. Eve was gratified for only a moment when she decided to do things her way instead of God's, and such is the plight of disciples of this current anti-male culture. The assault on God's design for men and women began long ago. In 1964, the Sex Information and Education Council of the United States announced its purpose to merge or reverse sex roles, liberate children from their parents, and abolish the traditional family. In 1974, the Gay Liberation Front stated, "We must aim at the abolition of the family founded on the archaic and irrational teachings of Christianity." Girls, in this current environment it will be increasingly more difficult for you to find real men. A certain amount of knowledge about the opposite sex is necessary for men and women to enjoy full lives together, so it is important for you girls to put in the work to learn male characteristics, instincts, and propensities because they are not always obvious. For example, the pitch of a man's voice correlates with the amount of testosterone he has, and his testosterone level is indicative of his genetic quality, sexual fitness, and muscular strength. It is built into most women's instincts to be more attracted to men with lower pitched voices because their untaught instinct drives them toward it, unconsciously attempting to connect her to a mate with whom she can produce healthy offspring and be protected from threats to well-being. Modern civilization with its advances makes this less necessary because there are fewer threats to women, but instinct does not change. There are great books available to help you delve deeply into an understanding of the differences between men and women. A popular one has been, Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. An ideal man is first of all a Christian, and secondly loves like Christ does, with a sacrificial love. He does not minimize nor neglect the basics of physical health and strength and cultivates his warrior spirit as well as his skills to physically protect his wife and children, or die trying. He holds his wife in high honor as a gift from God and does all he can to help her reach her full potential. His greatest joy comes from ensuring the short-term, long-term, and eternal welfare of his wife and children. He does not make the children more important than his wife and is equipped to lead his family spiritually. He is unapologetically the leader of his home, but secure enough in himself to value input from his wife, humble enough to admit when he is wrong, and evolved enough to learn the special needs of women in general but his wife in particular. He works tirelessly to ensure the current and future economic security of the family. He is creative in meeting the recreational, romantic, and developmental needs of the relationship. He is trustworthy, dependable, and respectful. Rudyard Kipling wrote a poem describing the interior qualities of the ideal man, and I think it is a great template for you to use. If you can dream, and not make dreams your master, if you can think, and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to, broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose, and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute, with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Always remember that a man's interior qualities are what make him worthy to lead, and leading is his highest calling. Yes, physical health, earning potential, physical attraction and so on are very important, but what determines how you will be treated as a wife is what's inside the man. So, construct a complete equation as you measure the value of a man. The constitution of men is in as much debate today as it is about women. These are confused times and people are becoming violently opposed to the Christian worldview. But truth is a stubborn witness that testifies to the ongoing destruction of lives committed to culture, and the fulfilling lives of those committed to Christ. Be strong, daughters. Dare to be different. Dare to suffer ridicule so you reap a harvest of blessings in your dating lives and marriages. You girls have been so busy lately that I decided to learn how to make apple pie myself. I've made a couple and threw the same number away. Help, love, Dad.